Hey, church, just wanted to connect with you real quick while we're in this season of isolation. Want to make sure that you know I'm still available to you, even in the season of isolation. You can still go to the website and schedule a meeting with me. So if you look here on the video, you can see, just go to our website. You can click on the contact page, and then you can click here to schedule a meeting with me, and we'll just do that over Zoom. So just want to let you know you're not alone in your isolation. I'm here for you, anything you need. Also with that, I wanted to quickly just give us as a body 5 tips for staying spiritually healthy in a season of our public health crisis and being in isolation. First tip is to recognize temptation and seek accountability. Many of us are spending far more time on our phones, computers, different entertainment in this season of isolation. And with the increase in screen time comes an increase in temptation to consume things that are detrimental to our soul. So for us to remain spiritually healthy, we need to be increasingly aware of the possibility of temptation so we can fight them. We also need to double down on our accountability by making sure we're connecting with those who are walking with us in the spiritual journey, even as we're isolated physically. So recognize the temptations to consume harmful things, seek accountability, and pursue the Lord in those things. Second thing to remain spiritually healthy is for us not to forsake community in our isolation. It can become easy to completely isolate in this season, but we don't want to do that. We want to do our best not to forsake community. And certainly digital connection like this video or any type of Zoom meeting or anything can't truly replace physical community of being together. But let's take advantage of technology in this season, make sure we're connecting with community. Video chats are the best way. Text and phone calls, they're good, but video chats, you kind of get this different connection, best way to connect. The other way for us to foster community during this season of the coronavirus is by us using this opportunity for increased family fellowship for those of us who are in family units, right? Don't neglect this opportunity for us to grow together as a family. We've done a good job of overscheduling our lives, where typically we become families that are just like passing ships in the night. We say hi, we're lucky if we get a meal together. But right now is an opportunity with so many things shut down for us to actually spend genuine time with one another, connecting with our family. So take advantage of that. Let's connect in this season, connect with your family, and check in on one another using technology. So the third thing I want you to think about to remain spiritually healthy in a season of isolation is to work with purpose. Many of us have been blessed with the opportunity to have jobs that allow us to work from home during the season. First, we need to remember that this is a blessing and that most of the world doesn't have this opportunity to work from home and still receive a paycheck. There's many who are either out of work completely and have no way to make income right now, or they have no choice to self-isolate because they have to go to work. So if you have this opportunity, spend time to be thankful. But the other thing is to spend time before beginning your work to remind yourself of the purpose of your work. It can be easy to lose that focus just in general life, but it's really easy to lose that focus when you're separated from your work community. God has created us with a purpose to work and to allow our work to benefit the common good for his glory. So spend time today reminding yourself of your purpose in work. And also for those who have extra time on your hands, use this season to pursue some of those creative works, those creative desires you haven't had time to pursue. Many of us have, different art, different things we're trying to do. Music, doesn't matter what it is. You have these creative desires. Now's the season to do it if you have extra time. But remember, we're created as whole beings. So working with purpose and focus is a spiritual practice. So work with purpose in this season. The fourth thing, the other side of this coin, is to rest with assurance or rest with reassurance. So on the other side of the working with purpose is resting with reassurance. Some of you, including myself at times, are workaholics. There's a temptation to define yourself by what you produce, right? In this season, let's allow ourselves to get extra rest if possible, and let's rest with the reassurance that God is faithful even in seasons of crisis. We should be in our normal lives creating healthy patterns of work and rest in our everyday life. But in this season, many of us have the opportunity to increase rest and to allow God to refresh us in that process. So rest with reassurance. And the fifth and final thing is to prayerfully reflect or spend time in prayerful reflection. Another way for us to remain spiritually healthy during this season is to spend that extra time actually in prayer and reflection, allowing God to slow everything down and to give us great clarity. Again, it's easy for us to fall into the temptation either to keep going, to do even more work with our time, or possibly the opposite side of that, keep consuming entertainment and never allow time for silence. We need to spend time sitting in silence and allowing God to meet us there. And often this silence is scary because it calls us to confront things in our lives that we've been avoiding, right? We avoid it with entertainment, we avoid it with our work, but let's use this season to allow God to meet us in those places. Let's spend time in the silence of prayerful reflection, allowing the Holy Spirit to transform us in that place. So those are my 5 tips for remaining spiritually healthy in a season of isolation. 1, recognize temptation. 2, don't forsake community. 3, work with purpose. 4, rest with reassurance. And 5, spend time in prayerful reflection. Miss you all, praying for health, praying for God to reveal himself to you in this season. Just remember, I'm here for you. Feel free to reach out. Feel free to connect. I'll see you all in Zoom church on Sunday.